This is my Casio collection. What I plan on doing in this video is just going over each one, giving a brief description. There are things that I will miss. For example, if it has 5 alarms, I may not mention that, or it has 20 spaces for phone numbers in a databag watch. I won't do that. So I will just go over each one, give the model number, and like I said, just a brief description of each one. Enjoy. Starting out with these two watches. These two I got with the Casio challenge that I did back in October. This one is the MQ24-1E. This one is the MQ24-1B3. So they're just simple plastic resin, I guess, 3-hand analog watches. These were both under $20, and they both share the 1330 movement. So just really basic 3-hand casual dress watches. Next up, this one right here, I just had to get because I just thought, well, I didn't have to get it. I guess I just really wanted to get it because it just looks so nice, and for around $30 is just a great looking, inexpensive dress watch that you can wear out if you're worried about maybe someone taking the watch from you, losing it, breaking it. You can easily get another one for a good price, and you don't have to worry about losing a whole lot of money. And this is the MPT1183Q7A. This one has a 1332 movement in it, but you can see just really nice gold colored case, gold colored hands, date at 3 o'clock. Just really nice watch for the price. This is another one that I had in that Casio watch challenge. This is a Divers 100-meter water resistance, and this one comes in several different colors. I got the green, but I think you can get a blue, orange, several different colors as you can see. It does have the day and the date, and it looks like the day is about ready. Well, day and date are about ready to pop over. Well, I don't know why that would be, because it's why it's popping over at about 5 o'clock, I don't know. Anyway, something I just noticed. That's something I'm also going to have to look into. Anyway, so this model number is the MRW200H with the 5125 module, and like you can see, like I said, it's got a bi-directional bezel, and again, I believe this was around the $20 mark. Not an expensive watch at all, and just a good beater. So if you're out playing around the water and you don't want to get your good watch wet, I would suggest one of these. Again, if you rely on the day and the date and you can wait till 5 o'clock, I don't know what's going on with that. Alright, next up, of course, I have a Duro. Just a great looking diver's watch. I think probably everyone that collects Casio watches, not just the digitals, probably has one in their collection of this. Again, just around $50. You get a diver's watch that's 200 water resistant to 200 meters. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is stainless steel, mineral crystal. Does have the rubber strap on it. They also have this in black. Well, I've got black and black. They also have a blue on blue. I think there might be a green on green. I'm not sure exactly. I just stuck with the black on black. So the Duro, the model number on this is MDV-106 with a 2784 movement in it. And also another thing I want to mention here is the reason I'm just going to go basically through these, especially when it comes to the digital watches that have more functions. This stuff right now that I'm showing you is pretty simple. I'm assuming there's probably at least 2 or 3 videos already out there on all of these watches, and so if you see something that there is no video and you want more information, just go ahead and request it and I'll do it. Like I said, there's going to be, I would imagine, on each and every one of these, probably at least a couple of videos that, you know, you can get more information. But, you know, that's just an assumption because I haven't personally looked up every single one of these to see them. But that's just a note that I'm just kind of putting out there. All right, next up, wore this one when I got sent to, you know, I was requested for jury duty. Fortunately, I didn't have to serve on it, but this kind of captured the interest of the guy next to me. This is just an Edifice. This has been around for a long time. So this one is EF106-2AV, and this has a 2719 module or movement in it, and you can see the date down there just past 4 o'clock, between 4 and 5. And this one is water resistant to 100 meters, and you can see it does have the 10-year battery in it. And this one is base metal, so it's not stainless steel, even though it does have the stainless steel bracelet, but it's got the blue dial. I just thought it was really nice. Now this Edifice I got in a box of junk watches years ago, and it was missing the bracelet or the band, and I just kept it, so it was just the watch itself, and I just kept it and feeding it batteries every time it died. I'd keep it in a little drawer and just hoping that one day, because you can see it would have an integrated bracelet. Actually, everything that I've seen has a rubber band, a plastic band to it, which is kind of integrated into it. And I thought one day I'm going to come across it, because I didn't want to put any more money into it, and you know, I'll get the thing together and can actually wear it. Well, this one has the date feature, day and date, you can see that. And eventually I bought a batch of junk watches. See, that's one of the good things. If you criticize, yeah, all you buy is a bunch of crap when you buy them. Yeah, that's true, but there's some things I can use. So anyway, this band is from a relic, and as you can see, it was too small. It doesn't exactly integrate into the watch, so I did have to carve down on either side, not particularly beautifully, but I did have to carve down the inside of the bracelet to fit this part of the watch, and I had to do it on both sides to get it to work. And now I can wear it, and I have thrown it on a few times. This is a nice little beater watch. So this one is the Edifice date EF305 with the 1794 movement, and it is water resistant to 100 meters. Just black dial. Just kind of cool looking watch. I just, you know, I could have sold it. You know, somebody probably would have bought it even without the band on it, but I just thought it was such a nice looking watch that I figured I'd hold on to it and eventually come across the band or the bracelet, and I did. I already did a video on this, the Oceanus. This is the OCW-T200. So this is Wave Ceptor Solar. Did a video on this one, and you can see the date at 3 o'clock, blue dial. Just a beautiful watch, sapphire crystal, stainless steel case. And so this one picks up signals from the closest atomic clock, and you don't have to worry about setting it, and also you can link it up Bluetooth to your phone. But just this is one of those great watches, I think, at a great price. Around $350 is what I got this for. Probably still going for around that. Not sure if they have an updated version of this or not. But you know, this is kind of one of those sub $500 watches that really, I think, there's my lamp right there, really should be in people's collection if they can afford it, and you know, don't mind quartz watches. So yeah, that's the Oceanus OCW-T200. Now we're starting to get closer to the digitals. This is my Ana-digi. This was another one that I found in a box of junk watches. And actually, on this watch right here, about 3 months ago, the digital display just froze up at 12 o'clock. So it wasn't completely blank. It was visible, but nothing else worked. I tried pushing the buttons, nothing happened. The analog hands were not turning. So I thought either the watch is dead, or let me check the battery. And you can see it's tough solar. Well, went to replace the battery, and somebody had put in just a standard battery and not a rechargeable battery. It still worked. It was, and these things do go to sleep, so if it's not used within a certain period of time as to conserve energy, it will just kind of shut down, and then when you expose it to light again, you can see the hands move. You know, it'll go to the appropriate time. So it is actually keeping time. It's just, so it wasn't doing any of that. So I did replace it with the correct battery and had to put it in the window for, you know, a couple of days just to get that all charged up. And, you know, it's humming along. And this one is the AW-590 with the 2790 module in it. And it is water resistant to 50 meters. So essentially you might be able to get away with wearing it in the rain, but it's plastic with a plastic strap. Just, you know, this is another one that I got junk watches and figured I just like the way it looks. Interesting, nice, Ana-digi, so held on to it, and there it is. The iconic F91W. Basic, simple, 3 buttons, and this one just has an alarm and a chronograph. This one has the 593 module in it. You can see alarm and then ST stopwatch, chronograph. So it'll say chronograph ST for stopwatch, and then you can set it from there. Basic, simple, $20, $16 watch. Just a great all-around beater. You know, if you work in harsh environments like I do, and you don't want to bust up something nice, there you go, the F91W. F105 illuminator. It's pretty much the same as far as the functions go. Right now it's at 24-hour time. You push that button over there, and now you're at 12-hour time. But you can see it's just got the date, an alarm, stopwatch set. But the illuminator lights it up with a blue backlight, and I'm not going to do that right now. And that's got the 3298 movement in it. Now this one is the silver color. This is about the same as the other two. The F91 and F105. This is the A158W with the 593 movement. So this really has the same exact movement as the F91W. It's just that it's silver. Alarm, stopwatch set. But yeah, so if you like the F91W but you want it in a silver color with a stainless steel band, that's this one. And this one, I believe, belonged to my father. Was a Casio fan. Not necessarily a Casio fan, he just always told me that they were easier to read, so he just constantly bought them. But yeah, this was one of his. I think I had to clean it up, put a battery in it, and now it's part of my collection. All right, now we have this one. This is the F94WA with a 1071 module. And again, 3 button. You can see over here it just has PM, alarm, 24 hours. So if you push that right there, now we're at 24 hours. And then it goes back. So this is not much different than the last 3 that I showed. It just has this little circle up here that kind of, depending on the mode you're in. So anyway, yeah, that was the F94WA with the 1071. Alright, so now we have a three-fer. We have the F108WH. We have the F108WHC, that's the red one. But this is my work watch. This one I did get with a junk watch. And this one I've been wearing since I retired the Hamilton Air Race. And you can see it's like a dark blue. And I really like that one. They're all illuminators. And then this is a light blue. These two I haven't worn. I just got these for the colors because I really like this one. This is just a great beater watch. And this has the 3224 module in it. And you can see it just is a alarm, chronograph, 3 buttons. Really the same, but you know, just it's a larger display. But I just like the blue and the red. And then my, of course, work watch that I can bust up and something beeped. Alright, what do we got next? Let me put these away. Okay, so here is another junk watch find. Obviously you can see, and this was the case with several of them, the bands broke. So they didn't break on me, they broke on somebody else, which is why it ended up in the junk box. And I have been replacing bands on the ones that do have that issue. So this one right here is the W-93H with the 1949 module in it. And I went with just a band that I had, you know, in my inventory here. So this one has, let's see, this is an alarm, a chronograph, and a timer. And has a scratched crystal. I'm not sure if this one has dual time. I'm gonna miss some stuff. There's no doubt about that. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's a junk watch find, and just with the new band. And again, that's the W-93H with the 1949 module in it. Another junk watch find. Got these two exactly the same, and both of them had the same problem, which is why I had to replace the straps on both of them. So this is the W-201 with the 2879 module, and this one has the alarm, chronograph, and has a dual time. And then you can obviously see it's got 24-hour time. So you got the alarm, stopwatch, and you got the second time zone. So, yep, just kind of fun little bang-arounders that I got in the junk watch and stayed in my collection. Alright, this one was one of my father's. Like I told you earlier, he did really like the Seikos, and he was the kind of person that if he liked something, he'd buy 5 or 10 of the same thing. And so he had a lot of stuff that had never been worn. And I was up visiting my mother about 6 months ago, and she said, "I found one of your father's watch, do you want it?" I said, "Well, let me see it." And of course it wasn't working. It still had the original battery in it. And if you want to come off, so this is the data bank. This is the DB510 with the 262 module, and I believe this one went up to, the year went up to 2019, started at 1980. But so this is a data bank. You can hold phone numbers in it, and it has an alarm, a timer, and a stopwatch, and everything does work. I did have to clean off the contacts, like I said. Still had, I'm sure it was the original battery from when he bought it. He just stuck it in a drawer and just left it there, which is what he had a tendency to do. And I will get to another watch later, which I will explain one of the bad things. I don't need to explain to anybody the bad reasons about keeping a battery in a watch and not changing it out. So I will stick this back together. This was another one that I got with that Casio challenge. This has the negative display. Some people like. I'm gonna say not me. For me, it's difficult to see. Some people really like the thing. I mean, just they say it's easier to read the displays, but not me. Anyway, so you got the military time. You do have the year down there. You got the alarm, stopwatch. You got a second time zone. So yeah, this one I got just out of curiosity. I also got a calculator watch that's going to come up with a negative display. And like I said, it's a nice watch. It's really a cool looking watch. It's just, whoop, I just bumped the tripod with my foot. It's just not practical for me as far as wearing it. All right, next up, this is a recent purchase for me. This is the LF-20W Pop with a 3551 module in it. And this one, let's see, according to their website, this band is made from a bio-based resin produced from a renewable organic materials. So it's white, obviously, or off-white. It has an alarm, a timer, chronograph, and dual time. That little thing up there on the right turns, and it's got that digital analog type display there. So there's the alarm, timer, stopwatch or chronograph, and there's another time zone right there. Now we're back to display, but yeah, I thought it was interesting. Again, you know, I think around $20 some is what I paid for it. Not an expensive watch. All right, now we're to the calculators. So this one, I believe I got with that Casio challenge. There was 5 watches involved in that. And this one is the CA-53W with the 3208. And you can see this one is what I was talking about, the negative display. Just, I don't know, not for me. So I got this one, decided I can't see what the hell's going on as far as the time goes. So I got this one and then got a bunch more. So anyway, yeah, this is just the basic calculator watch. Both the same, except one has, it's got the blue case on the one with the negative display, and then it's got the black case and the black resin band. All of this is plastic. They're really just simple. You got calculator, the alarm, dual time, stopwatch. Yeah, I do the same thing over here, but I don't know how easy it's going to see, and I see a bunch of swirling numbers there at the. So, yeah, you can see it's exactly the same watch. Again, I think this is a cool looking watch. It's just, you know, if you just want to wear something that looks cool and is not practical, at least not for me, then go this one. If you want something, I mean, not that the calculator watch is practical at all by any stretch of the imagination. So, all right, we're done with these. All right, another calculator watch. So this one is the DBC-611 with the 3228 module. And you can see silver plastic with a stainless steel band. And this one has the year, data set, let's see, database, calculator, alarm. I think it's got 5 alarms on this one, chronograph, and a dual time. And then you can see the year there, 2025, and it is Sunday. So there's where you can start adding your friend's information. And you got the calculator, alarm, stopwatch, second time zone. And then we're back to that. So yeah, that's the DBC-611 with the 3228 module. All right, this is the DBC 32 1A with the 2888. And this one does have the raised buttons here, so it's going to be easier if you do decide you need to use the calculator for some reason. And let's see, this one has the year. Let's go through these. You got the database, calculator, the alarm, stopwatch, second time zone, and now we're back to that. And again, all black resin plastic, just kind of cool looking. And this one is definitely easier than the other ones that I had. The last one, the silver one, just kind of had a flat panel. Again, like I said, this is all brief and I'm probably missing some stuff, but this one right here, this is the WS-1600H with the 3556 module, and this is a recent purchase. So you can see it's just got that little bar. I don't think that means a whole hell of a lot, just counting down the seconds up there at the top. So you got the stopwatch, you got a timer. I had to look this up the other day because I didn't remember what it was. I'm sure that everybody who's watching this video probably knows what that is and is probably thinking, you ought to know too. Well, I guess I should. All right, well anyway, let's skip past that. Let's see, then we got a second time zone, which is for, I'm assuming that's Singapore. I didn't change it. I have no intention of going to Singapore, but that's what it was set for when I got it, so I just left it there. So you got the alarm, stopwatch, timer, int, world time, Singapore, alarm, and now we're back to Sunday. But again, yeah, just plastic watch. I can say that about everything because that's all that's going to be coming up here. So that would be the world time. So this would be the AE. Let me just double check this because, like I said, you know, if I'm getting all this wrong, then so this should be the AE 1000. Yes, AE 1000W. All right, world time. All right, so this one is the world time, and this one's round. I saw this in a movie lately, and I really liked it, and so I just decided to order it because I do have a square world, square world time, but you know, I really liked it, and I thought this was a cool looking watch. They were using it to blow stuff up as a timer. So this is the AE 1000W with 3198 module in it, world time. So it's alarm, timer, and chronograph. So there you got the second time zone. Now you can adjust the different times, you know, well, obviously there's the alarm, which I have off because I don't need these things bothering me at night. And then you got the timer, stopwatch, or the chronograph. And since I'm on the East Coast, I got it set for New York time, but you can also see the little, the world is blue up here, and then depending on where you change it, that little black thing that's right there will kind of move depending on where you are. So there's world time. This is kind of a blue, you know, silver colored case with a blue bezel type thing and blue band. So this is the square silver plastic with stainless steel. You can see 10-year battery. The other one had a 10-year battery too. And this one is the, all right, so this one is the AE-1200WH with the 3299 module in it. This is world times. Something just fell over. Just probably not going to be the first time. Has world time, alarm, timer, and chronograph. And you can see this little display, instead of being blue like on the other one, is gray, and then the little black thing showing that I'm on the East Coast of the United States. So there's your world time, your alarm, your timer, your stopwatch, and then you're back to that. So I think I got this one before I got that one, but I like the round case better than the square case, and I also like the blue better than the silver with the stainless steel band. So I got that one. I mean, these things are, what, 35 $30. How can you beat all of that for that price? And you know, it's God tier. If you want to say there's a reason for me to say that it's God tier, it isn't because people, you know, you have presidents, you have terrorists, you have world leaders, you have actors, poor people, rich people. I think it's because you can get probably any 3 or 4 of these for under $100 or for around $100, and that's what that Casio challenge was. Okay, let's move away from that. Here's another world time. This is a wave scepter. So this one will pick up the signals from the atomic clock, and you see that little satellite dish there. And this one is the WV-58R with the 3476 module. And this one has, you can see the year up there, 2025. Has a timer, chronograph or stopwatch, alarm, and world time. Again, this is another nice looking watch. I prefer the round over the square, but the square has its spots. So there you can see timer, stopwatch, alarm. And now we're back to A. And you see this one, self-adjusting atomic timekeeping. Multi-band 5. Water resistant to 5 bar. The G-Shock. At one time I had maybe a dozen G-Shocks, and that's because of where I work, and I thought I'd be wearing them all the time. Well, that wasn't the case. A lot of them were just too big, and I was banging them against everything and just destroying. I wouldn't wear all of them, but you know, I just wanted it for the practicality of it because of how thick and big it was. You know, you have to repair a machine and you stick your arm inside. Your arm goes in, but your arm doesn't want to come out because the watch is caught on something. And so I decided I'd just go with thinner stuff. Or, you know, well, when I stick my hand in a machine, I don't put I take the watch off. That's lesson learned type thing. But anyway, you know, I was deciding between this one and the Wave Scepter version, but this one was, I paid $40 for this. That was $120, and I didn't need $120 G-Shock. And again, back to when I had about a dozen of them. Unfortunately, I wasn't wearing them. I just kept 2 of them, and those are the last 2 of the G-Shocks I'm going to show. But this one I just recently got, and like I said, this one was, you know, about $40. This is the DW-5600UE with a 3525 module in it, and it's simple. It's just an alarm timer and a chronograph. So really, it's almost like the first several digital watches that I did, and that it's really just a basic, simple watch that can, you know, you can bang the hell out of it and it'll survive. All right, so this one was one of my original G-Shocks, and this one is the model number G-7000. This is a 2804 module in this one. So this one is a tough solar with a data memory. You can see the year up there. Let's see, it's got the full auto light, so you know, you can set it that, you know, the light will stay off, but when you pick your wrist up to check the time, the light will come on. So at nighttime, if you want the light to automatically come on without having to push the button, you can set it to do that. Let me see, year, world time, data bank, alarm, chronograph, and timer. So there's your another time zone right there, and the buttons are recessed. So let's see, there's a data bank right there, and then there's your alarm, stopwatch, chronograph, timer, and now we're back to square one, and you can see the buttons are recessed. Again, the reason that I kept these, I did have several of the Ana-digi G-Shocks. I had several of the square, just the basic, kind of this one, but there was a flap that came over. See, this one doesn't have it, but there was like a rubber flap that would come over the band and come over this way, and that's where the G-shock was, and those would always break off. I think I had like 2 or 3 of those. I think those were maybe the original G-shocks, but I got rid of them. I kind of regret getting rid of them because now that I'm collecting them instead of just having them and wearing them, it's kind of not upsetting, but I'd rather have them back, considering I probably got next to nothing for them. Alright, and there's the last of the G-shocks. This is a wave Ceptor right here. Water resistant to 200 meters. And this is, again, is a tough solar right here. And this one I believe also has that light. So this one has the atomic clock. Tough solar, water resistant 200 meters. It's got a world time and alarm. Okay, there's your world time, your second time zone right there. That's set for Tokyo. Not that I am going to Tokyo. Let's see, there's your alarm, stopwatch, and square one. And this one has a shiny band, which is almost, to me, as shiny as it is, as this might start cracking soon. I hope it doesn't, but because I do like the watch. And that's a little G, the button right there is for the light, but of course I've got a light up here that's shining right down on it, so you're not going to be able to see anything. But yeah, those were the 2 of my original G-shocks that I had. Alright, so I got one more watch, and this one was from my father's stash. And the reason this one's last is not because it's best, or because it's the oldest, or because it's the coolest, because it's none of those things. Well, it might be the oldest. It's got the clamshell plastic case here, which is probably the coolest case, because the rest of these pretty much, except for that database that I showed, you know, Casio module number 94, and then you got the warranty card. And then I wrote this because the battery, again, was completely, well, the battery completely destroyed the module. I mean, to the point where I tried to, you know, I just normally try to clean the contacts and get it running. This one was just entirely eaten away, and the moment I touched tweezers to that little metal piece that sits on top, it just broke apart. It was just like green and crudded up, and I don't know if anybody knows. Let me see where the model number. This is the 54QS-15. I don't know if anybody, I know there's a lot of Seiko sleuths out there who just love these things. If you know of if there's like a replacement module, because this is all stainless steel and it is Japan. You see Japan. If they know of a module I can stick in here that would work, that I can find inexpensive, I don't want to pay $100 for a module, but you know, if you know of something that I can throw in here that will get this thing running and work for maybe 20-25 bucks, you know, shoot me a comment, because you know, I don't like having watches that sit around and not work, especially one that's in really, you know, good condition like this one, pretty much almost new old stock. So anyway, yeah, that's the collection of the Casios, and you know, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, just click like, subscribe, you know, comment. I know this is a long one, probably the longest one that I've done so far, and you know, if you were able to stay awake during it, I appreciate it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.